Welcome everybody. Double duty, another episode. I am Asuji and this is Wrestling Therapy. I have a new guest today. The chair has been filled. Please introduce yourself.
What's going on, crowd? My name is Jay. I also go by Black Rain. I do have a YouTube channel where I do primarily talk about wrestling content. However, my wrestling content has taken a backseat lately due to some frustrations I've had with the product, but I'm still a wrestling fan at heart. I hope you guys are ready to tune into us today.
You want to plug your YouTube channel? You're more than welcome.
Oh yeah, my YouTube channel is Black Rain. It's BLACCREIGN on YouTube. I currently just hit over 1K subs last month, so I'm actually proud of my journey so far. I've only been doing it for a little over a year, but you guys have definitely shown love on that channel. If you guys have heard of my channel, how you guys doing?
Hey, I'm trying to get there myself. I'm trying
Oh,
to
you
get
on YouTube?
there.
You on YouTube as well?
Yep, yep. This will be on YouTube.
Okay, I'm gonna sub to your channel when I'm finished.
Much appreciated. I'll sub yours too.
Okay, perfect.
That's yep. So tell us a little bit about you.
Me? Okay,
Hmm.
so where should I start? All right, so my name is Jay. You guys know that I just said that I'm 28 years old. I recently located to Arizona a few years ago. I'm from Tennessee. Um, as far as my love for wrestling, when did I get into it? I've been a fan of pro wrestling since I was 4 years old. I took a break from it between like 2010 to like 2012, came back, took another break in between 2019 to 2020. Roman Reigns brought me back in. But I got into wrestling due to my uncle. My uncle used to be a huge pro wrestling fan. My favorite wrestler growing up was The Rock. I know that's like one of the fan favorites. Another one was Stone Cold, Randy Orton. They're my top three. Roman Reigns is my number four. It's my number four GOAT. Not too much on me, y'all. I know Roman's controversial, but that's my GOAT. Even as the big dog, he was one of my favorites.
The
But
head of the table.
yeah, head of the table, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, I've been a pro wrestling fan for majority of my life. Yeah, I can't complain too much, but that's pretty much all about me. I am a college graduate. Like I said, I'm 28 years old, touching that 30, y'all. I'm almost touching that 30. But yeah, that's pretty much the basis of me. I'm
Okay.
trying to get
What
this kid
what
right.
what wrestling shows are you currently invested in?
Wrestling shows I'm currently invested in.
Hmm.
I would say right now, I'm currently watching Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown. I'm tuning into a little bit of NXT. I've tried AEW, but AEW has gotten to the point where I'm no longer interested in it as much. But I do watch the clips online. But I heavily watch Raw and SmackDown when I can.
Okay. Well, okay, let's start there first. Did you watch Raw last night?
I actually watched it on YouTube. I did see the confrontation with Jimmy and Jay. I saw CM Punk and Jay's face to face. I did see that. I haven't watched the show fully because my Netflix is currently being occupied by some other people. So.
Ah, I get that. Okay. Okay. Understandable.
Hold on.
No
There we go.
problem.
All right, now you can continue.
Now, what about wrestling drew you in when you first started? What was it about wrestling? Was it the
So,
larger than life characters? Was it the moves? Was it the storylines?
all right,
What,
so that's
what
a good
about
question.
wrestling?
That's a good question because I feel like as you go through life, different parts of wrestling makes you interested. So when I was a kid, of course, seeing the physical activity made me interested in wrestling. Because when you're younger, you see people fighting, you go like, oh, they're fighting, they're beating each other up, they're bloody, they're everything. So as a kid, the physical activity brought me in. But what kept me interested was the storylines. I love a good character. I love an interesting storyline. I think as you get older, you appreciate the story more so than the actual wrestling. Now, I'm not saying wrestling's not important, but story is a huge aspect of pro wrestling today, especially how today is.
That's fair. That's fair.
Would you say
Have you been
would you
to
say you're
many
the same
wrestling
way?
shows? I'm sorry, what was your question?
I was gonna say, would you say yours is like the same way? Are you more interested in like the story or the character, or like
For
wrestling?
for me, it's a little different because I used to wrestle when I lived in West Virginia. I used to wrestle for a
Okay,
while, so I kind of have a different appreciation
Oh, so you used
for
to actually
wrestling.
wrestle?
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Nothing crazy, but
I got you.
it, it
Wrestling is
was,
wrestling, man. You still take bumps.
yeah, it was a challenge, especially doing it in West Virginia. That's not always inviting to people of my hue, but
Yeah, yeah, it's
typically
true.
I didn't really have too many bad issues. Like most of the time I went places, they just loved me. But to answer your question, I'm more into match quality and character development.
Okay, I like that.
I want to be invested in what's going on in the ring itself. Yeah,
Yes.
the promos are good.
Hmm.
I do enjoy a good promo, but I don't need it.
Yes. Now that's another thing too. I believe you can tell story in the ring as well because when Roman Reigns started wrestling in 2020, he told a lot of story in the ring with Jay when they first had their few matches. It was a lot of story being told in the ring while they were wrestling. So I can appreciate that part too, for sure.
What current storylines are you feeling right now?
If I'm being honest, right now, I don't really SmackDown side. I can't even tell you what I'm interested in on SmackDown. SmackDown has been one of the shows I've been critiquing the most as of late. As far as Raw, I mean, I guess the vision in a way because I was interested in seeing Braun Breaker insert himself in the world title picture. But since it's like Punk and Jay, I'm kind of like, I'm not as interested in that as I thought I would be. But I would say shortly before that, I was interested in seeing where Seth Rollins takes the vision. Now, was the most exciting thing on the show? No. But I was seeing where this would go, who that would add to the stable. That's kind of what I was interested in. Now, another thing I was shortly interested in was the Rhea and Io with the Kabuki Warriors. Now, that surprisingly got me intrigued because I'm like, there has never been a point in time where a middle of the show feud kept me this interested. So that feud kept me locked in for a while.
I want to backtrack. I
Mhm.
want to backtrack a little bit. You mentioned AEW,
Yes.
and you're not a fan of AEW from what
I
from
wouldn't
what
say
I
I'm not
gather.
a fan of AEW. I'm just not a fan of like their lack of storytelling. Like I love the matches. Like I will always support Swerve, Mercedes. I'll always support the Bucks. I do like them, but as far as like their storytelling, I'm just not really interested in like all the hardcore indie stuff as much. It's not bad, but it's just something I just don't prefer.
Okay, I mean we all have preferences.
Yeah.
I like to ask people what they like and what they dislike because it's so easy as a wrestling fan to say, "Oh, I don't watch AEW." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
why?
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch WWE. Okay,
Yeah. Why?
why? Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to. I will never criticize somebody for not watching
Mm-hmm.
something, but I like to consider myself I'm generally curious on people's reasoning for
Yes.
things
Yes.
because it opens up a conversation.
Yes. That's true.
Now you mentioned SmackDown. You're
Mm-hmm.
not really. What about SmackDown is just like not
I
not
feel
hitting for you?
Yes, I feel like SmackDown is very repetitive in ways. So, like for example, the women's division is not looking great right now. Like Tiffany Stratton's title reign should have been one of the best title reigns we've seen from Tiffany Stratton because she was so over coming into the main roster. Now, her repeatedly fighting Jade Cargill and Nia Jax, that's not something I want to see on my TV all the time. I feel like we should definitely like choose some more fresh opponents for her, shake up the roster a little bit, like do a brand warfare or whatever, bring people over from Raw to SmackDown, vice versa. Even Julia with her U.S. title reign. I feel like they're doing nothing for Julia. Julia is not getting any type of justice whatsoever. Carmelo Hayes, another one. I feel like Carmelo Hayes was brought up with Braun Breaker. He has been given nothing short of this, like he's been given the short end of the stick. They gave him an Andre the Giant Royal Battle Royal. That's not very credible because most of the winners that won that Battle Royal are not even with the company. And then you also have the tag team with the Wyatt Six and the MFTs, not really interesting because we saw Solo lose like what 2 to 3 times to Roman. So how credible does he look as a leader? You know what I mean? So it made them look kind of like, is this really legit? Is this something I'm interested in? But I am a fan of those people. It's just that what they've done in the past has caused me to feel like, okay, they haven't made me care enough about this. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So SmackDown side lacks as far as that, like characters not being developed, repetition, no type of fresh opponents, all that type of stuff. So that's my issue with SmackDown.
I will say this about Carmelo on SmackDown. He's getting something a lot of others aren't getting, and that's TV time.
That is true. Yes.
They're like
Now,
I don't disagree. I do feel like Carmelo should be in ring more, but I
yes.
also am like, well, you know what? He's on TV. There's a lot of other talents that's back there that's not getting any type of TV time. You got,
TV's
you know, guys like
exposure.
Apollo
We
Crews,
actually just
right?
saw one of them. We just saw one of them this past Friday. That was Kit Wilson. He popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I think him and Carmelo are going to have a match on SmackDown, which I'm like, hey, you know what? It
Oh,
gets these guys on TV.
that's gonna be a great match for sure.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Are you going to watch the Saturday night's main event?
Um, Due to the fact that I cancel my Peacock subscription, probably not, but I will definitely watch it online after it airs.
Okay. It's supposed to be a pretty. It looks like a pretty good card.
Oh, it is. It's a good card. I just canceled my Peacock subscription when I went to ESPN.
I get that. I
Hmm.
get that. I think some people moving over to like VPNs and stuff like that, which is a lot
Yeah,
easier. Now,
yeah.
you said you don't really watch NXT.
Well,
I'm
I
I'm
tune
I'm
in.
curious to why.
To watch it.
I'm sorry.
Well, for one, it's just that with my work schedule, I don't ever have time to watch NXT. On Tuesdays, I'm typically always busy. I don't ever have time to tune into it, so I always watch it like on YouTube, like the clips that I'm interested in, like clips of Ricky Sainz, Trick Williams, formerly Wesley, Javon Evans, stuff like that. So I do tune in, I just don't watch it live.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. I like
Mhm.
Javon Evans a lot. I think
Yes.
he's the future. Him, Oba,
Oh yeah.
Oba's
I
great.
actually made a wild prediction like a couple, I think it was a month ago. I said with him and Leon Slater interacting, I guarantee they're gonna throw them in a tag team, and now they're gonna try to go after the NXT tag team titles. And I was like, oh, there it is, there it is. I saw it.
And that's a good team. And hell, like even TNA, I think
Oh
TNA
yeah,
has gotten immensely better since they've partnered with WWE.
yes. The
And
partnership has brought me back to TNA. Actually, I watch a little bit of TNA too now.
I watched the last pay per view they had, and I was so pissed off because I was watching Leon and Javon match happen, and the time limit. I was like, "Oh, well, that's bullshit." And
Yeah,
then it was like 5 more minutes. I'm like, "Yes!" And then the
yeah.
motherfucking Dark State
The
fucked it
Dark
up
State
for
came
me.
out and ruined it all. I was like, man.
I
But
was
you know
pissed.
what? But you know what? Part of me is happy that happened because it kept both of them looking strong because neither one of them got pinned. So
Correct.
I was actually kind of happy. I was at first I was like, why would they interrupt this? Like this match is like match of the night. But having Dark State interfere, I can kind of see what they tried to do. But it did keep both from getting the pinfall, so that I can appreciate.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. What is something that is you have mentioned there's a few things you wanted to talk about that was on your mind.
Yes.
I would like to begin. Well, wherever you want to start on that list, let's have a discussion.
Okay. Well, for one, so I want to talk about people's lack of interest in WWE. Why I feel people are tuning out. Why I feel like people are no longer interested. And it kind of rolls back into what I mentioned earlier with the product's repetition and there's not enough like I would say riskiness with WWE. They always have their go-to people that they put the title on. They always have their same set of performers that they put in the main event. It's like they don't take risk on new people unless you're Braun Breaker, of course. but people wanted to see LA Knight, win Money in the Bank. That didn't happen. People, I'm actually glad that they gave the Money Bank to Naomi this year. Naomi was gonna have like a highlight career, but her being pregnant put a halt on that. I'm pretty sure they'll pick it back up when she comes back. Um, Another person that I predicted this year to get a title was Ludwig Kaiser. Now I know that's a wild card, but Ludwig Kaiser is very, very talented. And I know he's playing the El Grande Americano thing right now, but
Allegedly, allegedly.
allegedly, that's what they didn't. But I feel like with him breaking away from Gunther, I thought Ludwig Kaiser was going to find his own success because we saw what happened with Giovanni Vinci. They rebranded him just to do nothing with him. And then Ludwig Kaiser comes back. They didn't do nothing with him. They gave him like a week of a promo that got interrupted. And ever since then, he hasn't done anything but allegedly play a different character. So that's another guy that I hope would get a title. I was hoping Carmelo Hayes would get a title. I was hoping, well, actually, you know what? One of my predictions did happen. I predicted Ilya Dragunov winning a title this year when he returned. So that guy actually got a title. I'm happy about that. The way it happened was I was questioning because you had Carmelo Hayes there on your roster all year when you could have given him the title. And for Ilya Dragunov to swoop back in, day one of being back and he gets a title, kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but it was bittersweet for me because I like Ilya Dragunov. But I feel like the repetition and the lack of new people getting the spotlight and them falling back on your Jey Usos and your Romans and your CM Punks and your Seth Rollins, I feel like a lot of people are tired of seeing the same people carry the torch, and it's time to pass that torch on to new people. But as far as like my frustration with WWE, I just feel like they don't take enough risks. That's my main critique with them.
That is a very fair and accurate assessment. WWE relies heavily on nostalgia as well,
Yes,
i.e., guys like Brock Lesnar.
yes, I forgot about
I'm a
that.
Brock
Yes.
Lesnar fan. I get it,
Mhm.
but you don't need
You
Brock
don't.
Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is just kind of there, like, hey, you want to do something? Sure, like,
Hmm.
cool, but like, Brock is not like Roman is like Roman to me is a nostalgia act. He's not there. He'll show
Yeah.
up, he'll wrestle on the pay per view. He'll show up for like a week or two, then he's gone for like 3 months.
Yes. Now here's another thing. Another thing I forgot to mention that what have they done with Roman repeatedly this year? They have taken him out. He'll return, get his revenge, get taken out again. Return, get his revenge, get taken out again. It's like a cycle. And I'm like, how many times are we going to replay this? You know what I mean? Like, how many times is this going to be overdone? Because now, I don't think Roman, the last time we saw him was when it was, how long ago was it?
Well, it's probably almost 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Okay. But
I
he
think
didn't get
so. It
taken
was a
out.
Clash
If
in
I'm not
Paris.
mistaken, yeah, he didn't get taken out. But
No,
I think
no,
he,
not Clash in Paris. Excuse me. When he went to Australia.
yeah, okay, gotcha. We went to Australia. Okay. So I believe he won. No, he lost. He lost to Bronson
Yep.
Reed. And I don't know what they're gonna do with him now. I have no idea, but I know he yelled at the Usos saying, "I don't want to see you guys till Christmas." So maybe something different will happen there because he didn't get taken out this time. So maybe they finally cut that cycle off. But that was one of the critiques I had with the Roman returning 5,000 times a year. That's the only critique I had with him.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. I personally enjoyed the tribal chief version
Yes.
of Roman Reigns over the Big Dog. The Big Dog, I could not stand. I actively rooted against the Big Dog, Roman
And
Reigns.
rightfully so. And rightfully so.
I remember distinctively. I can't remember who he had beat at this match, but Sheamus came in and cashed in the Money in the Bank and beat him. I was like, yes, get him,
Uh,
get him, get him the hell out of here.
yes. Wasn't no, they were trying to use the League of Nations to get him over, I believe, because that was the whole Sheamus stable at that point, right?
I
Because
believe
I
so.
remember, I remember there was a match where Roman went 4-on-1 and still won. Now at that point, me supporting Roman, I was like, okay, this is a little bit much because I always saw beyond that big dog character. That's not who Roman is. Like, this man is a natural heel. He's not a John Cena clone. You can't hide him behind a superhero gimmick. This man is a natural born heel. This whole blue eyed, this is my yard, babyface run, that wasn't him. He even said so before he came back in 2020. Like, hey, I'm going to do things my way. I want to play this character. And look what we got, the Tribal Chief, which turned his entire career around.
I think one of my favorite moments of when he was it was really well, I guess you call it a moment when I was pissed off when he beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. That that that
Yes.
that that I was not a very happy person.
Yeah. That
But the
mystique was
fact that
already broken because Brock, broke the streak.
I wasn't even happy, I wasn't happy about that either. I wasn't happy about that either.
I was not
But
about, I was like, they gave it to Brock? Okay, I guess. But I was
when he
shocked.
got booed the night after, and they were just like "fuck you, Roman," I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah. And delete, 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 delete.
this is you. That was euphoric to me. I was like, "Oh, this is great. Love it,
Yeah.
love it."
As a guy that supported him, as a guy that was supporting him, I was like, you know what? This is justified because this is what you get for booking this man this way. This is what you guys deserve because people told you numerous times they don't want this guy, and you're still trying to shove him down people's throats inorganically. It's not natural. You know what I mean? So they wasted so much of his career trying to get him over in a way that was not natural. And for that fan reaction backlash, I agree with it. As a Roman supporter, I agree with it because something was bound to change. Now, if the pandemic didn't happen, then we probably wouldn't have gotten the Tribal Chief. I'm just being honest. We probably may have not gotten that because the only reason Roman stepped away was because of COVID, right? So if that didn't happen, we probably would have never gotten a change. Maybe some tweaks, but maybe not a full change.
We probably would have gotten Roman versus Goldberg, and I don't want to see that.
Yes,
I'm good.
I
I
do
don't
not want
like
to see that.
Goldberg anyway
I
because
don't like
when
Goldberg
he
either.
beat the Fiend, and I was kind of over it once he beat the Fiend. I was like, "Oh, this is."
That is what kind of drove me away a little bit because I'm like, why would you bury this gimmick to someone who's not even going to be here that much longer? To give it to Goldberg out of all people, you know what I mean? That kind of pissed me off.
Well, no, it was no kinder for me. I was two
Lit.
shades of pissed off. I was like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay." So
exactly. I'm
we're
like,
just
dude, and Bray Wyatt is trying to get this gimmick over. You already like buried him once. He's reinvents himself as the Fiend, and you feed him to Goldberg. And then wasn't he released after that at that point, or
I
am
think
I?
I think I think shortly afterwards he was gone. Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. Okay? What's the second thing you got on your list?
Well, the other thing was the very controversial topic, my most viewed video on YouTube, why Black performers are not at the forefront or why are they not getting fair opportunities. Now, I specifically say Black male talent on the main roster. When you look at the Street Profits, right? Montez Ford had a breakout month, I should say, when he completed an Elimination Chamber in 2023. You got the New Day had one of the best heel turns in the modern era against Big E, and that momentum just took a nosedive. You got R-Truth, who got fired or they weren't going to renew his contract. And then they're trying to disguise it as, oh, it was always part of the plan. We were going to bring him back. No, you were not, man. No, you were not. R-Truth even said himself that you were not going to bring him back. You were going to let him go. They tried to rebrand him as Ron Killings just to revert him back to R-Truth. And now he's not even on TV. Like that to me was just a waste of what, 2 months for nothing. And then let me not stop there. You also got Apollo Cruz nowhere to be found, Omos nowhere to be found, and then you have what I think I mentioned Carmelo Hayes earlier, not being on an equal playing field as his NXT counterparts. Every one of his NXT counterparts has won a title except him. And I'm just like, what is it about him that doesn't makes him title worthy? So when you look at all the Black male talent on the main roster, it just makes you think like, okay, this is getting a bit skeptical because why are these people not being booked to be cared for? You know what I mean? Why is it so underwhelming? That's the issue I had. Now, people want to bring up Jade Cargill and Naomi and Bianca. How long did it take Naomi to get to this spot? Naomi's been on that roster since the Divas division, and she has not had a pivotal spot on that main roster since like now. Jade Cargill, she's got a heel turn, so I'm not gonna speak on her. And Bianca, she's probably the only person I would give a positive spot to because she's been on many brand posters, numerous title reigns, a lengthy title reign, was undefeated at WrestleMania up until this year. So I'll give it to Bianca, but the rest, there's a common pattern there, and it's unsettling in a way.
That and you're not wrong. That's has been an issue for a long time. They've gone through periods where they try to course correct. Prime example, Kofi Mania.
Yes.
Kofi when Kofi won the
Oh,
title, I was super excited. I was super
man, I
happy. I was
almost
like,
cried. I almost cried.
facts, facts, facts. Same here. See, I shed some tears. I'm not ashamed. No
Yeah.
shame because for me, I've seen Kofi for the longest. Like, man, this guy is like, why can't this guy be WWE champion? And it's like
Hmm.
some people don't understand that it's so much more. It's easier to connect to something, to a show, or anything when you see somebody that looks like you.
Hmm.
Like, oh man, this guy, he's a prominent figure in this show. He's not just a background character. And then they did Kofi dirty by giving him Brock Lesnar, and he gets beat in like 6 seconds. And it's like, oh,
And that's not the only guy Brock Lesnar took down. Bobby Lashley did it with him.
Bobby,
Big
and
E.
that
Big E.
it goes back to what I was saying. Like they try to course correct. Like, okay, Bobby Lashley, big Bobby Lashley fan, super happy
Yeah.
when he won the title.
Yes.
Big E was is my favorite. Like, love Big E. When he won the title, I was like, oh shit! Like, I
Big
was
E's so
afraid it
good,
was
man.
gonna screw him.
Big E's so good, man. This man's so good.
Yeah,
Not only inside the ring, but outside the ring as well. This man is just a genuine person altogether. Like Big E is one of my favorites.
I had a friend of mine. He had got a cameo for Big E for my birthday a few years ago, and it was just great. Like, I'm like, Big E's great. I wish he was still wrestling. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
injuries
And-
happen.
But hey, Paige and Daniel, I'm just saying, Paige and Daniel Bryan came back. So anything's possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Edge came
Um,
back.
it's I don't disagree with you on the male talent, especially because it's like these guys should be featured. I'm not saying they should be featured more than this person or
Yeah,
featured more
exactly.
than that,
Not more
but
than anybody else.
just featured.
A
And
fair
and
share.
and, and it's not. It's better now than it was before because Vince would just have them shucking and jiving and doing the
Yeah. Do you remember
stereotypical
Crime
black
Time?
thing. I do remember Crime Time.
I'm like,
Yeah,
man, no.
yeah,
Oh, absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. You had the primetime players. Who else you
yeah.
had?
BTB making
Yeah,
moves, making moves,
making
making
million
dollar
dollar moves.
moves.
Yeah, I remember them. I was happy when they won the tag team titles that one time.
Yeah, I think Titus is still with the company, but I think he's an ambassador.
Yeah, he's an ambassador. He actually
I'm
has
like, all right,
a reality TV show now, actually.
does he?
Yeah, it's like a dating show. That threw me
Oh,
out of
okay.
left field. I was like, what?
That's okay. That's random. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very random.
Is there any current black male athletes that you think, besides Carmelo, on the
Mhm.
main roster, you think deserves, or you could see as a world champion?
Well, it was Ricochet until he left. But Ricochet had a lot of work to do on his promo, but his in-ring ability was not even questionable. Um, as far as right now, no, the only one I see is Carmelo Hayes. Now, NXT wise, I definitely see Obafemi. I definitely see a Trick Williams possibly. Now, I was hoping for a Wes Lee main roster debut, but according to reports, they didn't have a spot for him. What does that mean? I have no idea. But Obafemi and Trick, I can see as future world champs for sure. Now, I said this in a video. If they fumble Oba or Trick on that main roster, that tells me everything I need to know. Because there should be no reason why you fumble an Obafemi on the main roster. Not at all. No question.
I think Montez Ford is another one. I think
I do,
Montez
but
Ford has look, athletic
Mhm.
ability, and he can
Yeah,
talk on the mic.
he does. He has it all. But here's the thing, though. I feel it's too late because they had a chance to capitalize on that in 2023, but they put him back with Angelo Dawkins, and even Montez himself said he didn't want to leave Angelo behind, but he also said in that reality show he had with Bianca that he wanted to be a solo competitor. So it's kind of conflicting in a way, but I don't think that they want to push Montez forward as a solo star. You know what I mean? Like he had the momentum. They showed signs of it, but they never capitalized on it. And I think Montez is like what 35, 36 now, something like that. He doesn't have a lot of time left to get that spot. And if he does go solo, where does that leave Angelo Dawkins? See what I'm saying? He could be lost in the shuffle. You know what I mean? So people now Angelo Dawkins is great in the ring, but compared to a Montez Ford, I don't know if he'll be lost or if he'll be let go, sent back down NXT. I don't know.
There's some people that are built for tag teams,
Mm-hmm.
and there's absolutely zero wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that
I'm
at
not
all. No.
saying I'm not saying Dawkins is not a single star, but it's always the narrative that I hate the most with when it comes to Street Profits. It's like everybody looks at Montez Ford like he's the shiny is he's what he is. He's a great athlete. I'm not taking anything away from Montez Ford.
Yeah.
But it's like when you mention Dawkins, it's like oh yeah, Dawkins is there.
It's Angelo Dawkins, yeah.
Like he should get more respect, and
For
I
sure.
don't think it's too late for Montez Ford to be a world champion because I feel like he is still like in his prime. I mean, look at AJ Styles.
He,
AJ Styles is getting ready to leave
he is.
soon.
He
Rey
is.
Mysterio,
That is
he's
true.
getting ready to leave.
But
Um,
no, yeah, but no signs point to Montez, breaking away, becoming a star. At least not yet. I could be proven wrong, but right now at this current state, I don't see it. But hey, never say never.
yeah,
I'm hoping
yeah,
for it.
me too, me too. I
I
don't
want to
mind
see
be I
that.
don't mind to be wrong.
And you want to know a fun fact? That
What's
whole
that?
like thing that Jay does, Montez actually started that. I don't know if you saw it before, but he used to do the single hand, with the crowd, and the crowd actually got into it. This was around elimination time, elimination chamber time, 2023. Montez got that motion started, and Jay Uso adopted it. So I was like,
Hey,
huh. So Montez can get the crowd involved. He can talk. He can wrestle. This man has everything you need for a world championship caliber superstar. And I mentioned that in plenty of my videos. But I just don't think WWE sees him as that type of guy. Kind of like LA Knight. They don't see him as like a world type of guy.
with WWE, they have this infatuation with Samoans. It's like
Yes,
it's
they
like
do.
it's like, oh, if you're Simone, we gotta put a world title on you. We gotta put you in the main event. Like, how many
Mhm.
Samoans do you
Unless you're Jimmy
see
Uso.
that see? And that's the thing. Let's talk about Uso for a second.
Yeah. All right.
There's an interesting narrative that a lot of people believe Jimmy is better than Jay overall. What is your opinion on the Jimmy versus Jay debate?
I actually agree with that. I feel like Jimmy Uso carries himself better performance wise. Now, do they have similar movesets? Of course they do. They're twins. They wrestled as a tag team for over a decade. I just feel like Jimmy has an edge over him as far as performance with the promo as like an in-ring competitor. Does that mean Jay is trash? Of course not. But there was a reason Jimmy was the spokesman and like the focal point of the tag team at one point because that wasn't Jay's strong point. Now, over time, has Jay gotten better? Of course he has. I feel like when you put in that position, you have no choice but to get better. But at the same time, it comes more natural to Jimmy. And I do feel like that if Jimmy didn't get injured, he would have gotten that spot, like hands down. I feel like he would have gotten that spot. And for Jay to get that, I feel like everything happens for a reason. I feel like Jay needed that because for the longest time, it was always Jimmy, 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 Jimmy. Jimmy's on Total Divas. Jimmy's married to Naomi. It was always Jimmy at the forefront. I feel like this has given Jay that level of confidence that he needed and step out of the shadow of his brother and Roman. So I feel like him getting the push that he deserves, I feel like that's great for him. But at the same time, I don't think right now he should be in a world title picture because I feel like he had his moment now. They need to scale it back a little bit. You know what I mean? But as
I
far
agree.
as Jimmy versus Jay, I do think Jimmy is the overall better performer. Yeah, no knock against Jay though.
No, my only thing about Jay is like I noticed like even on Raw this week, him and
Mhm.
Jimmy were in the back talking, and when Jimmy talks,
He
it
cracked.
feels yeah, it feels natural. It
It
feels
does.
natural when Jimmy's talking. When Jay is like, okay, I got this line. Yeah, Oos. I gotta go. I gotta get mine.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Those, you know,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
they,
Oos?
they,
Like,
they, they, they doubt me. They doubt me. You know, like I'm like catch your breath, read the line again. like, like please, for the love of God.
and it's
But
like I said, there's no shade in Jay, but it's just like it's. It, I feel like Jimmy is so much better on the mic than Jay.
he's way more natural. But even Roman pointed that out because he's like Jimmy's more of a talker, more extroverted in real life, whereas Jay is more quiet and reserved. And I feel like that translates to on screen because Jay's not used to talking a lot outside of his profession. Whereas Jimmy's a talker all day. He's like the jokester of the family. So that comes natural to him. And that shows on TV.
Yeah, that's a very accurate and fair point.
Hmm.
What else you got on your list?
Well, so the last point was I was gonna make a prediction of who I feel should win a title. Well, a singles title in 2026 on the main roster, who I feel like should get the flowers that they deserve. Now, some of these people may not be, on this list to get a title, but this year I only had one person out of my six get a title, and that was Ilya Dragunov. Carmelo Hayes didn't get it. Karen Cross didn't get it. Finn Balor didn't get it. Chad Gable didn't get it. But it is what it is. It's a new year. I just want to predict who I believe is going to get a singles title in 2026.
All right, let's hear
Now,
it.
now my first person I believe should get a title in 2026. I'm going to go again with Chad Gable. I feel as if this man is long overdue for a title, a single title like that. I feel like he should have been the one to dethrone Gunther at WrestleMania 39 for that IC title, not Sami Zayn. I'm sorry. I like Sami, but I feel like Chad Gable was meant for that spot and they dropped the ball on it. That babyface run with him training Sammy and getting him prepared kind of made me upset because I'm like, dude, this should be you right now. You should be in this match and getting that title. But obviously they didn't go with that. And I feel like ever since then they got him with American Made. I thought that was going somewhere. That went nowhere. So I feel like it should be his year to win at least a mid card title, at least, IC title, US title, doesn't matter. Give him a title.
100% agree.
Um Now, as far as my second person, I'm gonna go with Carmelo Hayes. I haven't given up on Carmelo Hayes yet. I feel like he's gonna get his shot at a singles title. Who knows? Maybe it's the end of this year. Carmelo Hayes gets his title. I feel as if my third person is going to be Penta. Penta should definitely be into a singles title contention. Now, I feel like they're gonna throw him in a tag team with Ray Phoenix eventually because Ray Phoenix has had two tag partners so far. Eventually, when they do like a brand shakeup, I feel they're gonna pair him with Penta. Um, and my fourth person, I'm gonna say Jay Cargill. It's inevitable. Jay Cargill is definitely going to win the title. I feel like it's going to actually be a Saturday Night's main event. I feel like they're going to give the title to Jay Cargill. But those are the four people I feel like should win the title. Because here's the thing: people, when I say Jay Cargill should win the title, people look at me sideways like, "Oh, dude, she's not ready," or "She's green." There has been plenty of wrestlers who were not ready that received the title, and after they got it, they got better. You know what I mean? So I feel like Jade Cargill, she tries. She definitely wrestles better than she did in AEW. I would give her props for progression. Is she at the level that I wanted to be at? Of course not. But I can't deny that she hasn't wrestled better than she has in AEW. Because AEW, that was something else. But here, sure she has botches, but I feel like she's put in the spot for a reason. They see something in her.
I agree. I personally think that Jade Cargill hate is overdone, and there's one reason why it people. Let me rephrase this. For some people, there is one reason in particular why they just look at her and do not like her. That's because she is black.
Yeah,
Call a spade a spade.
exactly.
Now, when Jade was in AEW, Jade was just doing squash matches.
She was, and they
She's
did
just
that for a
going out
reason.
there. She's just going out there and just beating people. She's not doing a lot. So
Yeah.
when she came to WWE, it was like, okay, well, we have to like rework you because you are
Hmm.
programmed for squash matches.
Squash
And
match, and we can't have you do that your whole career.
no, and I feel like she has gotten much better over the course of time. Did it start off rocky? Yes,
Of
it
course.
did. But that's you going from, and this is no disrespect to AEW, but you're going from a company that has you doing the bare minimum that doesn't have a wide of net of audience
Yeah.
versus going to a most would say the number one leading company in wrestling to a bigger audience, and you're required to do more. And
You're
for
required to do
her,
more
it's
work.
like, oh, like okay, I gotta learn to bump. I didn't really have
Hmm.
to do a lot of bumping when I was there. I
Exactly.
gotta sell. I gotta do different moves, and I think I agree with you. I think she is going to be Tiffany.
Oh
You just
yeah.
turned her heel.
Yeah, they did.
You
And
can't turn
I
her
feel like
heel.
and not have her win. And my thing is I feel like she's more natural as a heel. I feel like this whole babyface run was not natural for her. That goes back to the Roman thing. Like Roman's not a natural babyface. Like this man is he's a heel. This strong point is a heel. Jay Cargill, same way. Her personality as a babyface didn't work because she still gave off this vibe like, oh, I'm Jay Cargill. No one's better than me. Like
Right.
that's heelish. You know what I mean? So her in this role is going to do her wonders character wise. Now, brushing up on the ring, I feel like that's going to come over time too. Because if you notice her matches, she always adds new moves to her arsenal. Like the frog splash, she added that. She did the springboard body crossbody, like stuff like that, the corner splash. She's adding things gradually to her moveset, and that's what I take note of. Like, hey, she's adding this. She's showing that she can be versatile, even like what everybody does this nowadays, but the kick up, the whole kick up thing. Everybody's got to do a kick up these days. You know what I mean? Especially the women. They got to do a kick up. But seeing Jay Cargill's
I love her
progression,
pump kick.
yeah, yeah, I love the pump kick. Her and Lash Legend, by the way. Lash Legend's got a good one too.
Oh my god,
Uh,
Lash Legend is so good.
yes, I hope they don't drop the ball on her. But,
I know she's got a match tonight on NXT for the
yeah,
Evolve Championship.
the Evolve title.
Hmm.
Oh wow, I didn't know that was one. Okay. I gotta tune into that.
She's wrestling tonight.
But yeah, I'm just upset that they released Jakara Jackson because she was really good. But she's in TNA doing her own thing.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean it's sort of like they didn't release her because it's like, okay, hey, we're just gonna send you to,
to
we're gonna
TNA,
release you,
partner with
but
them.
yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, just
That's
yeah,
what that's
put
where I
her
feel
there.
like that's where I feel like Wesley's gonna end up
Oh yeah, for sure.
because
I, I
Zachary Woods is over there. So
I predict that the WWE is going to end up buying TNA if they haven't bought TNA already
hey,
by next year.
I said that I've been telling my cousin this since the merger happened. I say, listen, this is all for WWE's benefit. They are testing the waters, and in about maybe 3-4 years, they're gonna buy TNA. It's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
a
it's going
done
to be
deal.
that long.
Yeah, probably not, but I'm just giving them like a long shot. 3 to 4 years, TNA is done, and they're gonna acquire everything that they want from TNA.
And it's such a. I remember when I was like really into AEW, and
Mhm.
AEW was working with TNA. It just felt like AEW was like, hey, we're going to send this guy over here, and he's going to beat your guys. And that's pretty much yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Well,
like
that was the it was a common theme with AEW when they first launched. Like they were like, oh, ex-WWE guy is coming over, another ex-WWE guy is coming over, another ex-WWE guy is coming over. You know, I feel like the winds are changing now to where everybody's jumping back over to WWE. You got Cody, CM Punk, Chris Jericho's rumored to come back. You got Penta, Ray Phoenix, Ricky Saints. You know, I feel like the winds are changing. You know what I
All
mean?
ego.
Yeah, all ego Adam Page. You know what I mean? So the winds are changing. So people are actually, and AEW's ratings are declining. That's what scares me about them. Like their ratings are steadily decreasing, and that makes me question what are they going to do to change that? Because eventually, if it's trending the way it is, sooner or later there may not be AEW. You know what I mean? And I
When
like
when I
AEW. I like AEW existing because it makes WWE try harder.
correct. I remember when AEW first started, they was getting like a million views,
Yes.
destroying
Yes.
NXT. They will crush NXT. Cool. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Like a million one, million two, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
it was like it was this change. It was like, okay, you're getting about 900,000. Okay, like okay,
You're still up
you're
there, you know?
yeah, you're still beating NXT. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And then it started getting down to like 700, and like, oh,
All
oh,
right. Like
all
we're
right
reaching a
now,
point where we need to watch these numbers.
like NXT is on your ass, and now it's to the point where NXT beats Dynamite, and it's like,
almost
oh,
almost every week.
it's like you're getting beat by WWE's third show.
Their
Yeah,
developmental show. Yeah.
right, and
And
it's
I feel like this all this started happening after Cody and CM Punk left. After they left the company and they aired that footage of CM Punk and Jack Perry, that's when the decline started to happen. Because I watched it from that point till now, their ratings and statistically, it's been declining at more and more every year. So now it's like, what are you going to do to bring these people back? Because now you burn the bridges, you turn people away. What are you going to do to change it and bring people back? Because having Mercedes Moné win 13, 14 titles is not going to do that. You know what I mean? So
that
I don't
that
know.
that that's true. So I like to usually like to play a little game
Okay.
here. I am going to give you five wrestlers,
Okay.
and you're just to give me your honest opinion and critique
On
of
something. All right. Put me on the spot there. All right. I got you. Let's do
yeah
it.
of these wrestlers. All right. And this could be from AEW, this could be TNA, NXT. It's just a
Okay.
wild card or whatever pops up in my head. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. The first person we're gonna do is let's see, Ricky Saints.
Absolute superstar.
Okay.
I feel like, well, okay, you just said one word, right?
No, no, no. Please expand on that.
Oh, okay, okay. I feel like Ricky Saints is someone who has the passion for the business because I don't know if you watched this episode with Cody on the van or whatever. He does this like interview with people on the van.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about, though. Yeah.
but Ricky Saints got a little emotional whenever he made it to WWE because like he didn't know where to go next. He felt like his passion for wrestling was dead when Tony Khan left him off TV. And that to me shows that this dude really loves this. Like this man came in, changed his name barely, and like went for the North American title, now the NXT champion. Like his turnaround in less than a year, that's admirable. Like this man is an absolute superstar. I love his mic work. I love his in ring. I feel like he is a future champ on the main roster too. I think he's gonna get his fair share of glory.
I 100% agree with that. I liked him in NXT as Ricky Starks. Um, he has a lot of potential in NXT, and I feel like there's not a rush to bring him on the main roster.
No,
I feel like you could keep him on NXT for the next year,
NXT
and
men's division need men down there. They need some people.
they do. And as much as I love Oba being champion was kind of like strangling the world title scene because it's like,
Who's gonna
like,
beat this?
like, like, yeah, like, this motherfucker is like, The only person I
Uh,
thought who could think of, and if you know, you know, was Brock Lesnar.
bro.
That's the only,
No, absolutely not. I would have went rage. I would have raged that day if that would happen. No. Well, actually, you know what?
uh,
How do you feel about Ricky Saints winning that title over Javon Evans? Because a lot of people online were saying that was Javon's title.
um, hmm, that's a that's a good question. I haven't even thought about that one. That's a really good question.
Because Javon had a lot of attempts at that title, and there was a lot of story behind it.
I'm okay with Ricky Saints getting it. I
Mhm.
feel like when Javon gets it is when they think he's absolutely ready to carry a brand
Okay.
on his own. Do I think he could be NXT champion today? Sure, yeah. I'm not I'm not knocking that, but I kind of like the way they're building his character,
Yeah.
building how his interactions with people. He's on TV, he's featured. It's not like they're just like, all right, we're just gonna. I mean, he had a US Open challenge against Sammy. He's wrestling on
Hmm.
TNA. He's doing
He
a
got some
lot right
exposure.
now. Right. So I'm okay with him not being NXT champion right now. I mean, he could probably be the one to end up beating Ricky Saints at Stand and Deliver.
That's true. That is true.
I could definitely see that. Okay.
Who's the next person you got?
All right. Next person we're gonna do is Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF.
Woo! What comes to mind with this guy? This man is already a goat. Um, he has done some amazing heel work in AEW. I feel like at this point of his career, he's outgrown AEW. I feel like he has done everything in that business. I feel like I feel like he wants to be in WWE. And I feel like once he gets there, are they gonna limit him? Of course. They do that with everybody. But I feel like him and Braun Breaker and Austin Theory, that future division with Maxwell there is promised. You have so many great talents, and to add MJF to that division makes it even better. This man is a future Hall of Famer, a future GOAT. This man's already made a career worthy, um, like he's already made accolades in AEW that makes him like the GOAT already. Like he's already been champ multiple times. Now he's like what? Who's he feuding with now? Like I forget. I haven't
I
tuned
I,
in.
I have not tuned in either.
I forget.
Last I saw he was the last thing I saw him do was he was wrestling Hangman for the title.
Hangman.
I
Okay.
know he has that money in the bank thing where he can
Yeah.
challenge for the title.
AEW's Money in the Bank, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he's a future Hall of Famer for sure.
Okay. Tiffany Stratton.
What comes to mind with Tiffany, boring right now. But it's not her fault. It's lack of opponents. I feel as if she strives better as a heel. But here's the thing. I don't like when WWE turns someone from heel to babyface and they lose their edge. Because you don't have to have someone lose their edge for them to be a babyface. You know what I mean? I feel as if Tiffany Stratton has lost some of her edge being a babyface. This whole Tiffy time thing. I also thought her original theme song was better. But I do think that she's definitely the future of that division. She just hasn't tapped into it yet because the lack of opponents and the lack of intriguing booking. So right now I'm just saying boring.
Okay, that's not incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
Maxine Dupree.
Maxine, novice. I'm gonna say she's definitely done. She had a great match with Becky Lynch. I will say that she surprised me.
Both of those
She's
matches
coming.
she had with Becky were good.
Well, good. Yes, she surprised me. I will say a very attractive woman. I will put that out there as well. I will say that she should she be near a single title? No, but I'm just gonna say novice right now. She's still a beginner.
Okay. And the last person we're gonna do is the greatest Mysterio ever, two belt champion, the current reigning, defending, undeniable
Yes.
Intercontinental champion, and the AAA Mega
Mega
Champion,
champion,
Dirty Dominic
Dominic Mysterio.
Mysterio.
I'm going to say this now. The way I see Dominic Mysterio winning his first world title, he is going to win Money in the Bank and cash in because that is a very Dominic Mysterio way to win his first world title. I see that happening. I will say this right now wholeheartedly. Dominic Mysterio is the greatest Mysterio of all time. He is,
See, I knew I liked it. I knew I liked it. I knew
yeah,
there was a good vibe there. See,
yeah. So
pass the test.
Dominic Mysterio has done some of the best work in the past 3 years ever since he turned heel.
Oh
Now,
my
at
God,
first,
yes.
did I see this working out? I didn't see it, but now it has come to a point where I'm like, okay, this man is being heavily cheered when he's a full blown heel. They want to get behind this man. I think he got cheered over Jey Uso to win that battle royal. They were even like looking for Dom to win it and win 3 titles potentially. But yeah, Dom, absolute goated Mysterio. I will say that.
I feel like what his next big moment is beating his dad in like a hair versus mask match at WrestleMania, and Rey Mysterio retires and
Yeah,
acknowledges that his son is the greatest Mysterio
it's the
ever.
greatest of all
That's
time.
just me though.
Now,
That's just me.
I don't know.
That's
I think Rey Mysterio. I think Dominic lost twice to Rey Mysterio, right? So Dom got to get his win
Dom did beat Ray once,
once.
if
Was it
I'm
in a
not
tag match
mistaken.
though?
No, it was a singles match, and this is when the whole Liv Morgan thing had just started,
Oh, okay,
and
yes.
if I'm remembering correctly,
Mhm.
Liv had kind of like pulled Ray's leg down from the
Yeah,
ropes, whatever,
she
and
cheated for
Dom
him to
kept
win.
him. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't call it cheating is such a
Well,
nasty word. I mean,
you know what I mean. That was interference.
assisted, assisted, so to speak.
Assisting, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is there anything else on your list that you would like to speak about? Anything on your mind that you would like to speak about?
I was gonna say, so how do you feel? How likely do you think it'll be for John Moxley to make a WWE return?
How likely?
How likely?
Say it's about a 75% chance.
75%? Because I've been telling people if CM Punk out of all people can come back to that company, then you are for sure going to bring back John Moxley when you can. Like
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
come on.
if Moxley is going to look at it like, well, if he goes to WWE, he's probably going to get a lot of schedule. He doesn't have to bleed every match,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
it could. I think that would help him in the long run. I think he's killing it in AEW
He is. He is.
with him and Darby's been doing their thing. Um, some people don't like the over violence of AEW, but that's why it's an alternative to WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's an alternative. I don't get that. I don't know why people expect AEW to be WWE. I don't know why people have to hold these certain expectations to AEW because they're an entirely different promotion. And I feel like you
Because
should
if
be
you look
holding
at
to another company's standards.
because if you look at AEW, most of their roster is WWE.
That's true. But they're
It's
under a different
aesthetically.
yeah, they're under a different administration over there. So
Oh,
it's like,
I agree.
yeah, so they can't hold them to WWE standards because I think it happened when they I don't know what happened. I think Swerve or Adam Page set someone on fire, or they had some type of match where they used scissors or something was going on online to where everybody was in a uproar. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, AEW is too violent. They're doing all this. It's just over the top. I'm like, listen, this is AEW. This is not WWE. And the people that I seen commenting this were mostly WWE fans with WWE superstar profile pictures on social media. So it's like you can't expect them to do what you want them to do. It's not the same thing.
I mean, Moxley tried to drown Darby Allin,
Yeah, I
and
saw that online.
I think some of people's issue is what wrestling is,
Hmm.
but a lot of the times with AEW, it's like it's unrealistic because it's like, okay, so Darby Allin gets drowned, beat half to death, still doesn't quit. Sting comes out, and all of a sudden Moxley turns into mush, and it's like, okay, well, I'm uh, I'm done. Like
Yeah.
they make a lot of these guys almost invincible, which WWE does have that issue too. I'm not gonna sit here and say they don't, but
Yep.
it's it seems more because it's like, okay, well, if you had somebody's hands tied behind their back and you're dunking their head in a tank and if they don't quit, how am I supposed to believe he can be beat in a regular match?
Exactly. The logic gaps are there. But I think it's all for like shock factor and an oh my god moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So yeah, the logic WWE has their logic gaps too, because how can Cody take 12 John Cena finishers and still kick out? You know what I mean? So he's never gonna lose. That's how according to that. You know what I mean? So
right.
like,
Facts.
the logic gaps are there for sure.
Speaking of Cody, as we wrap up, let's talk about the Saturday night's main event card
Okay.
and see how you're feeling about these matches and a prediction.
Okay.
All right, first we got, since you mentioned Cody, we have Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE champion, versus my guy, Drew McIntyre.
Now, I wanted Drew to beat him the last time. I feel like Drew is deserving of another world title. My prediction for this match, because this whole Jacob Fatu thing being taken out has got to play into this somehow.
Ooh, let's talk about that.
Now, yeah. Um, but I predict that there's going to be some interference that causes Cody to retain. Do I want Drew to win? Of course I do, 100%. But I feel something's telling me that something's gonna happen to where Cody retains, and it's gonna be in the form of either maybe Randy Orton or maybe I'm sorry, maybe Drew. Maybe the only possibility of Drew winning could be because of Randy Orton, or Cody wins by some type of edgy moment or some type of interference due to assistance on behalf of Cody. I don't know, but if Cody retains, it's because of some interference on his behalf. So I got Cody retaining, but by some kind of weird finish.
Okay, let's before we go to the next match, let's talk about who attacked Jacob Fatu. Now, my prediction
Uh-huh.
is wild and it's out there.
Okay.
I am going Cody Rhodes.
I said the same thing. I said the exact same thing because this man came out there fired up in a suit, ready to fight Drew McIntyre. Why are you so fired up all of a sudden? Now, I also said it could be Randy Orton, one of those two. So Cody or Randy Orton for me. Drew McIntyre is too predictable. Like people
I,
are online saying it was obviously Drew. No, it was not. It was not Drew.
Drew's character is not the one to sneak and attack somebody and leave them laying. He's gonna fight them face. I mean, you may jump them in the back, but
Yeah.
you're gonna know it was Drew McIntyre. Even like when the thing
Mhm.
with CM Punk
I
when
was
he
just about
took
to
the
say that with
bracelet.
the parking garage.
Yeah, like that was hilarious. Like
Yes.
garage open, Drew's just like,
Yeah.
I got Punk here for you,
He just dumped him out.
Cody. When Cody getting disqualified against Drew, and then even last week when they were talking, and as soon as Drew even like hinted at Cody, Cody's like, enough, enough. You want to
Mhm.
fight? Let's fight. Like, damn, dude, like he's not your friend. Like,
Very
I could,
defensive.
I could understand if he would have taken out Arn Anderson, or if he would have taken out Jay. But I'm like, it's
Right.
Jacob too. Like,
Versus
y'all
Jacob
fought each
Fatu.
other. Like, y'all
Like
fought each other for a while. Like,
for a while with Solo's bloodline, you know?
right. I can even understand if it was Orton. Now, people don't say that Orton. I'm like, why would Orton take out Fatu? If anybody, he would have taken out Drew, since
Yeah.
they were recently feuding with each other. You know?
That is true. Now, the only reason I say it's either Cody or Randy, I say Randy because Jacob Fatu even told Cody that he could be coming for that title. So maybe Randy took him out because like I don't need no more contenders in line. This is my moment. I'm getting that title, friend or not. You know what I'm saying? Because they planted those seeds of why is Randy and Cody's shadow, or is Cody or is Randy a true friend? You know what I'm saying? But they planted those seeds already. That's why I said it
True.
could potentially be Randy. Now Cody, he's my top pick.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Mhm.
100%. All right, the next match we have is Jade versus Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Championship, currently held by Tiffany, who is undefeated was undefeated in singles action until she lost to Stephanie Velcro, according to Naomi.
Stephanie Bakar.
Stephanie McCart.
Yeah. Yeah. I got Jay Cargill winning that match.
Okay.
I think that, and of course, it's not a major PLE, so it's safe to give it to Jade because we got to have some type of swap on Saturday Night's Main Event. Um, but I think this is Jade's time to hold that title. She's come like she can't lose again at this point. Like you said earlier, what's the point of turning her heel just to have her lose clean again to Tiffany Stratton? You know what I mean? The only way I can see this like Jade losing is if like maybe it's because of Bianca Belair. I don't know. That's just random, but I can see that. But I think Jay's gonna walk out as champ.
Yep, I agree. I agree. Next, we have the Intercontinental Championship, which I don't know why. I, my only complaint about this match is Dom has wrestled Penta and Rusev for like 3 months, it feels like.
Yeah, it's
And
been a
he is
while.
beating them
hmm I think
just
it's been
about
like
every
what,
time.
since WrestleMania because Penta was in the Intercontinental Championship match
True. Yeah,
at
even longer than
WrestleMania.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, but unfortunately, Adam Pearce is who is jealous of Dom and his ability, and that Dom has hair. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it
Exactly.
boils down to. But nonetheless, we have Rusev versus Penta versus the greatest Intercontinental and Mysterio ever, Dirty Dom,
Hmm. I
and an
don't.
added bonus: who takes the pin?
That's what I was gonna. I was thinking about that. That's why I was like, That's because I was thinking about who takes the pin. So I think that this is such a dominant way to win. I feel as if Penta. I don't see Dom losing that title before the AAA Championship. So I think that maybe Rusev hits a finisher, a different type of finisher on Penta. Dom steals the win in some type of way because I feel like with Rusev, they gotta keep him looking like he's like this dominant force coming after that title, right? They've already had Penta take a pin. So I mean, I guess Penta would take the pin from Dom due to a finisher by Rusev.
Okay,
Mhm.
I can see
Who do you
the
think taking the pin? I
Americana.
want to know.
I'm going Penta as well.
Penta, okay.
Simple, almost basically verbatim what you said. I can see maybe the Los Americanos coming out and
Mm-hmm.
distracting or jumping in the match, because it's a triple threat match,
Yeah,
jumping in the match, and Dom sneaks away with the win.
yeah. I forgot about that.
Um,
Yeah, that's right.
yep. And the main event is for the vacated World Heavyweight Championship. We have CM Punk versus Jay Uso.
Hmm. Um, this is a hard one because I can see both walking out as champ. Now, I can see Jay losing due to Jimmy Uso interference,
Hmm.
but I
Hmm.
can also see Punk like not winning because Punk's whole thing was he wanted the WWE title. This is the World Heavyweight title. Now, then again, it's a world title. He's already won it before. He's won it at what was it, SummerSlam?
Yep.
He won it at SummerSlam
5 minutes.
before Seth cashed in. Yeah. So I can see Punk taking it because of a Jimmy Uso interference. Because Jimmy and Jay got their internal warfare going on, and they gotta have another fight at some point. So I think maybe CM Punk takes it. I'm giving the edge to Punk. and Jay walks out defeated.
I'm going to give an answer that many people probably won't like.
Yeah, go ahead.
No winner.
That was another thought I had. No winner, it's still vacant.
I
But
could
I was
I could
like,
see the bronze coming out and saying fuck this, and
especially Braun Breaker.
yeah, yeah, he's just like, you know what, you know what, I feel like spraying somebody today. It's been like
You remember
5
how
days.
crazy he was? You remember how crazy he was when he got left out the King of the Ring tournament last year?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Fucking psycho. But I am gonna go no winner, and
No winner. Okay.
they are going to keep the title vacated until maybe Survivor Series,
Okay.
maybe
That's another
Survivor
way to do it.
Series, and maybe do a Fatal 4-Way at Survivor Series.
Mhm.
Um, Braun Breaker versus CM Punk
Mhm.
versus LA Knight
LA not.
versus Jimmy Uso.
Oh, Jimmy Uso. No mid
And
card contention.
if see, my theory is if you go with Jimmy,
Mhm.
Jake could get jealous. Jake could be like, damn, like,
Yes.
okay, like I wanted to get mine, but Jay will kind of reluctantly be not reluctant, but very selfish in attempting to help Jimmy win the title, which could, I guess, further the storyline of what they're trying to do, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
because he's trying to play Roman's role, I guess.
he's not Roman though, but
He's not.
nowhere close. Nowhere close. And that's no shade at Jay. I'm a Jay fan, but
Yeah.
like 1,000 plus days as champ, like
Come
mm,
on now, versus 50 days.
mm, yeah,
Like, no,
it doesn't
that's
work for
nowhere
me, man.
close.
That doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work at all.
But I want to thank you for joining today and for your
Of
conversation.
course. Of course, man. Anytime.
I would love to have you back on, maybe after Saturday night's main event, sometime
Okay.
next week. We could discuss that and have some more conversations. But is there anything else you would like to say or plug? Hey, if you want to plug your socials, please feel free to do
Um,
so.
yeah, I'll plug my socials. I got a be an appointment at 6, so it's 5:17 currently. Um, but yeah, I'll plug my socials then. You can follow me everywhere at Black Rain underscore. That's BLACCREIGN underscore. But yeah, great conversation. I always love talking about these type of topics. I do like your podcast. This is very well thought out,
Thank you,
very
thank
well
you,
formatted. I do like this. This is amazing. I like it.
thank you, thank you. I would love to have you back on. We could talk some more wrestling.
Oh
But
yes, sir.
as we sign off, I want to thank everybody for joining. I want to thank my guests that I've had on, especially. I want to thank you guys for the conversation, the insight. Yeah. Everybody stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember, Dirty Dom Mysterio is the greatest Mysterio ever.
Future goat.
Facts.
All right, man.